What's going on, guys, and welcome to another tutorial brought to you by the Minecrafters. I'm Captain Jack, and in this video, we are going to be showing you how to automate the Potion Brewer from Industrial Foregoing using Advanced AE. If you want more information on Advanced AE, I do have a tutorial on it. Now, most of Advanced AE is pretty late game. However, the two items that we're going to be needing for this, the Advanced Pattern Encoder and the Advanced Pattern Provider, are really not difficult to make at all. You just need to have a little bit of AE2 infrastructure set up, and you'll be good to go. For this setup, we're just going to need the Potion Brewer. We're going to need some sort of crafting storage so that you can initiate the craft, an export bus, some cabling, and this advanced pattern provider. So when you look inside the Potion Brewer, this can be pretty intimidating, but we're going to break it down block by block. We can set all the inputs and outputs on these bottom blocks down here, and you can see that as I mouse over them, they're going to highlight different spots inside of the Potion Brewer, and they're all nicely color coded, so that's great. The first one is water, and this one's pretty easy. Just pump it in any way that you know how. In this example, I just have all the facings accepting, no problem. We're going to skip over bottle input and talk about the blaze. So just like a regular vanilla potion brewer, you're going to need blaze. It will tell you how much fuel is in here. And I would just suggest just exporting this 24/7 inside of your brewer, or you can manually put it in here. It's up to you. To do that, I have an export bus over here set up to export water and blaze powder with acceleration cards. Our brewing input is going to be where all of the components of our potion are going to go, and we have 6 slots up here. The machine uses each of these slots from left to right, and so if you have a 6-step potion, which I'm going to show you how to make, it's going to use this one, and it's going to infuse the potion, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. So the order that the items go in here is very important, because if you put them in the wrong order, you're going to get the potion that you don't want. For the brewing input, I have all slots disabled, so if you go ahead and click on these, you can cycle through. So for this one, I have enabled, and that's because I have my pattern provider on the bottom. This doesn't have to be set to bottom or down. It's just wherever you have your pattern provider, and it will work on any side. That's just where you need to set your brewing input, and I would suggest just disabling everything else. For the output, we can just hit enabled on any side. But for the setup that I'm going to show you, you don't want it to be set to push, and there's a specific reason for that. Next, we're going to talk about bottle input. And the whole reason why we're using Advanced AE is because we can't put the bottles in the same input as all of the potion ingredients, and a standard pattern will do that. So if you say you need, redstone and gunpowder and blaze and gas tiers and whatever, and you put them all in here and you have, glass bottles as part of the pattern because that's what you need, they're going to all go up top here and nothing's going to work. So we need the glass bottles to go to a very specific place. In this example, and again, you can set this to however you want. Just try not to use a side that you're already using. So we're going to do bottle input on the right or west side. In this example, we're going to enable that, and we're going to disable all other facings. So let's go over an example here. This lingering potion of flying is a 6-step potion. So there's quite a lot going on here, and in a normal brewing stand, this would take quite a while. So in order to program the recipe properly for our potion brewer, we're going to need to know what all the steps are and then place those items in order inside of a pattern. So the way the vanilla brewing stand works is you're going to put in some water bottles and some nether wart, and that's going to change the output. And then you're going to add this, and then 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 you're going to finally get whatever potion that you were after the last step. What the Potion Brewer does is it needs all these ingredients at the same time. So all these are going to go into the 6 slots at the top of here. And then we're going to have a water bottle here, and they're going to apply, right? And so that's going to make us the item that we want. For all these recipes, you may as well just program it to have, 3 bottles in there at all times, because although there's just one of each of these ingredients, again, it works just like a vanilla brewing stand, where one of these will create 3 of one certain kind of potion, and then you can keep modifying all 3 potions as you go down the line. So let me show you how this works. I have my pattern for lingering potion of flying. I have all the ingredients there, as you can see. We're going to go ahead and request one of these. It's going to put all the items in, and you can see that it's working. So it's going to consume the nether wart right here, and then it's going to consume the phantom membrane right there. Okay, and then it's going to keep going through all of the interactions here. So we want to speed this up, right? We want this to be a little bit faster. So when you add these things in here, these different upgrades, and I have the tier 4 ones, they're the fastest ones that you can get. It's going to kind of influence how this happens here. So if you have, I think, efficiency, or processing, it's going to use like more than one at a time. So it's going to be pretty quick. So we just made 3 of these. Let's go ahead and queue up one more craft and watch what happens when we have some upgrades in here. You see how it used 4 in one shot? And that's because we have upgrades here. So that sped it up quite a bit. And then finally, if we go ahead and throw a speed add-on in there, it's going to make these things very quickly. Bam, done. All right, so finding the crafting ingredients in order of these potions can be a little bit tricky, and obviously this one's very clearly laid out in front of you here. But let me show you the best way to be able to find exactly the order that you need to program your recipes with JEI or NEI. What I would recommend is finding the recipe over here and then pinning it over here. So if you hover over an item, and in my case, my keybind is A, we're going to pin this recipe to this side, and then we're going to hover over it and press R, which will tell us how to make it. And I'm going to get a little bit annoying here in a second, but the best way to add this thing in is find the potion that you want to make, find the final step of it, hover over the last ingredient and press A. That's going to pin that. Then you're going to hover over the potion on the bottom and do R, and then find the next ingredient and hit A. So we do A, R, A, R, A, R, A, R, and that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to put them into our pattern encoder in reverse order. So we already have that one programmed. So we're actually going to make a new one. It's going to be the Lingering Potion of Healing. I'm going to hover over, hit A, R, and then I'm going to do A, R, A, R, A, R, A, R, A, R, A. Okay, and that's going to give us all 6 steps. Quick. Next, go ahead and open up your pattern encoder, and you can actually use the pin recipes over here to just drag right in. And we're going to drag them from top left to bottom right. That is the exact order that they will go into the machine. Okay, so we have this. And then last, we need to put our bottles. And this is extremely important. They have to go in last. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. So once we have our recipe set here, we're going to take the final outcome, drop it right into there. And then we can middle click to change it to 3. So we know that all these things are going to make 3 of these potions. And then we're going to encode. So if we throw our pattern inside of our advanced pattern provider for Lingering Potion of Healing and search Lingering Potion of Healing, I'm going to go ahead and make 3 of these. Okay, we're going to look inside of here and it doesn't work, right? And it doesn't work because we have 6 ingredients that need to go into here, but we actually have 7 as a part of the pattern. And the 7th one is this glass bottle. So if I remove that, the glass bottle goes up here, which is exactly the thing that we wanted to avoid. So this is where this bottle input on the right side is extremely important. So again, in this tutorial, we have it set to direction right or west enabled, and everything else is blocked. So we just want to get bottles through the right side of this machine, but there's nothing on the right side. But that's okay. It's because Advanced AE is one of the best AE2 add-ons ever, and we're going to use the advanced pattern encoder to tell the bottles to go in on the right side. So go ahead and make yourself one of these, hold it in your hand, right click, and then get the pattern that you just encoded and put it inside of here. So we have a lot that's going on here, but for this tutorial, we only need to change one thing, glass bottles. And we want to put those in on the west side or the right side. And once we click this button here, we want to manually pull this out. And now you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, it says 3x glass bottle W. And W stands for west. So the glass bottles are only going to be put in through the west side, even though the pattern provider is down here. It's actually pretty great. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop our pattern in, and we're going to initiate the craft on our Lingering Potion of Healing. And we're going to watch what happens here. So it's going to use that one. Oh, it's stuck again. It's gone. Problem. So in that instance, I didn't have any upgrades in. So let's throw all of our upgrades in and let's try the craft again. Something else didn't work. I still have ingredients left over. And if you came to this video looking for a reason about why your Potion Brewer didn't work, I just showed you the 2 main reasons why it's going to break. And now let's go ahead and fix them. So the reason why it broke both times, both with speed upgrades and without, is because the first item that finished in the craft was just taken out of the Potion Brewer. And the second time, where you only had a couple of those items left, was because the operation happened so fast because I had so many speed upgrades in. It only used the first 4 slots of the recipe, just like we saw before. And then it got sucked out through the output and it left the last 2 in there. And I had this exact problem myself, and that's because I didn't understand that these add-ons were processing, 2, 3, and 4 at a clip, and I couldn't figure out why it was left. So we have a really easy solution for this. We are literally just going to use a pipe. And you need at least a gold upgrade pipe on this in order to get the whitelist mode on here. But we're going to take the potion that we want as the output. So if you haven't crafted it yet, you can just hit add. And then we're going to take this right out of JEI, drop it right up there, and submit. And that's going to add this exact tag to this export pipe. Now, the only thing that can get sucked out of that bus is the exact potion that we want. So it's just going to wait in there until the final craft is done, and then it's going to pull out that. I'm sure you can do that with other mods. I had a hard time doing it with modular routers, but you definitely probably have options. So drop them in the comments below if you have a better solution for that. But this way is pretty easy. In the pack that I'm recording this on, in all the mods 10, the lingering potion of the wither is going to be used to craft these arrows of wither, which you need to make the wither's compass, which you also need to make the ATM star to beat the pack. So let's run through this one final time. We're going to find our recipe. We're going to hover over it, hit R, and then do A, R, A, R, A, R, A, R, A, and that will give us the reverse order of the pattern. Open up your encoder, put them in that exact reverse order. Add the final craft to the processing over here. If you need to be on the processing tab, middle click, set that to 3, and then we're going to add 3 glass bottles and program. Open up our advanced pattern encoder, put that in, go to the bottom, set bottles to whatever side that you want your bottles enabled on your Potion Brewer. Mine is west. Click this to drag it out. Put this inside your advanced pattern provider. Go to the back, whitelist your pipe, add, enter, submit, and go ahead and just queue up a bunch. And there we go. Potion of Withers 2. And that's going to do it for this video. If you like what you saw and anything was helpful, hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Captain Jack out. Stay poised.